It's really fun to be a part of a lot of different panels. I intentionally didn't do a lot of preparation because I spend all my life preparing, and so I am prepared. I looked at the best of all possible worlds, and I wanted to quickly change it to the bests so that people could realize there may be 10 million of great possible worlds. I'm not a reductionist. I really like gigantic possibilities. So then I thought what I might have to offer here, and I shudder to think I was related to capitalism in any way. I have to, before I say anything, please don't think, if you heard me talk about friendshipism, that it had anything in the world to do with the word called capitalism. For me, capitalism will make us extinct and we will have no world. We won't have the worst of all possible worlds. So I wanted to say that if I'm happy to clarify that point if anybody felt that there was any relationship. But to me, globalization makes Hitler look like Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. And I do not mean that rhetorically, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you followed me through this conference, when I say we're going to be extinct by mid-century, I'm not talking about poor people or white people. I'm talking about the human species, so which is why I'm sensitive to that, what feels to me truth. So, best of all possible worlds, what I came up with in sitting here is there's so many directions we could go, and I'm thinking of three in my life. First of all, the best possible world of me. Am I the best possible self that I am? And I think I set out at 18 to be that every day. And so I really think in each moment I'm trying to be the best of me. And so I'm living every day the best of all possible worlds for me. And I actually never want to take a day off from that I actually intentionally want to be my best possible me each day. And that way, one, you have it every day. You can have it in prison, you can have it on your last day of life. So I want no one to think they have to wait for a best of all possible worlds. Try loving this moment. The other best of all possible world was another level of human life, which is the community of family and friends in your life. And I think that the project I started 31 plus years ago is the best possible world I want to create for a tribe of people addressing situations, problems, and needs of our society. But one of the reasons I think our hospital has not been built in these years is that I haven't been willing to compromise one single thing. That we have basic tenets that we're going to live by. We will not charge money. We will not carry malpractice insurance. We will live and love our patients, etc. That is the best possible dream we've come up with. And having 31 years, it gets better. It's constantly evolving as the best possible dream we could create for our particular tribe, for our particular community. And so that's another kind of best of possible world that you can have, is the one you create in the context of being with other people on the planet. And so I'm in both of those. So I'm in lots of the best possible worlds for me. And then there's the best of all possible worlds for the planet. When somebody asks me, Patch, what are your real goals? I say, I want a world where no one alive can remember what the word war means. They have to go to an old dictionary and they'll look it up and they'll say, humans used to kill other humans. And people will read that and go, no way that could happen. We never were that stupid and unconcerned, were we? And maybe they'll have an old movie and people will see it, and still, I would wager in that world they wouldn't believe it was real. So that's my best of all possible world, is the world that would have to occur for the consequence of that world to be no one alive remembers what the word war means, because there hasn't been any in long enough for anyone to know. And so, since I had that as a dream 40 years ago, and I am a dream weaver and a person who daydreams as a multitasker, I'm daydreaming all the time, whatever I'm doing. And I mostly go to that world and I try to imagine what that world would be. Like I imagine what would transportation be. The car isn't working and it's done horrible things to the world. But I wonder if you still want to go across the country. One of the things I've thought up here is a slide. You know, if we didn't want to kill people, and we had 6 billion people, and we still wanted to have all of nature, why don't we have a city of 100 million people? Because we've really learned to live fabulously together. We look at the ants and the termites, and we say, whoa, something can happen there. That if we all did love each other, we could live in 100 million person cities, and then we just tear up all the garbage that we create as humans and return it back to nature. And we still might want to go to California or wherever, if you live in Virginia as I do. And so in those cities of 100 million, you probably would go up because you'd want to have as much of nature for non-humans as you possibly could. And so you'd go up a lot. And that up, of course, what you do is you create a slide because gravity doesn't cost anything. And you'd have fabulous ball bearings, so you could have a tiny little incline. And maybe you'd have a big loop-to-loop in Kansas. So if you go to your best possible world, the best of the best of the best, where nothing that disturbs you is still there, that women can't remember ever looking over their shoulder late at night in a dark alley. They could not imagine ever needing to look over their shoulder unless they heard a sound that was interesting and not scary. That in the best of all possible worlds, every species was protected. There wasn't a single species, even that damn mosquito, that wasn't felt to have a home somewhere. Mosquito land, I don't know. That in the best of all possible worlds, see, I actually do go here because I actually know I can be part of making it. I actually feel that I am part of trying to make that world. So I wonder, what would healthcare look like? What would friendship be like if everyone was a master? What if, as well as we do alienation and misery, we did joy and human communication? And I look at the best friendships, and I regularly correspond with 1,600 people. I have huge numbers of intimate friends. And I know I haven't touched how close we would be in a world where everyone felt everyone was a friend as an initial thought. I mean, it just takes a thought to where you can imagine that all 6 billion people are your friend, and that you don't ever get rid of that thought. That if a person isn't acting like a friend, they're actually troubled. That there's something bothering them, and that you want to embrace them. The best of all possible worlds. I'm not even sure want would be a part of that world. We would already simply be appreciating that we were born, that we have life, and that we go through life loving and enjoying and caring for people. That we literally go through life never having experienced a violent act towards another except as a natural act. I mean, the lion needs to tear apart the gazelle. All right? So if they're hungry, you're not hanging around the lions a long time while they're hungry. Duh. Because they eat with their fingers, and they chew. And in the best of all possible worlds, the lion would not become a vegetarian, because then there would be people crying out how horrible it is to tear a carrot from the ground and hear the carrot scream, "No, not me. Oh, my lost rootlets." What would that world, what would literature be like? What would the arts be like if the world was loving? So often, if you look at art that is around that, it's considered schmaltzy or idealistic or dull. And the best literature of the 20th century isn't mostly the literature of love. There's some great love poems, almost no love novels. The best of all possible worlds, there's a best of all those possible worlds. And I'll tell you, in that world, no one has held a starving child. No one has seen a body exploded apart. No one anticipating hurting another person. No one glibly waves goodbye to another species. And that no one pollutes anything, even with their whining or griping. That in my best of all possible worlds, love is the answer, and we're acting like it.